We're doing our thing every 6 weeks on the phones, but this ain't one of those phone things. So let's start and let us begin. And of course, if this is gonna be the debut show, we gotta just like be able to kick a topic that, you know, the topics are like almost in baby steps. And also to introduce myself in front of the audience, I'm Chuck D. And this is And You Don't Stop, but this is the Spit Your Mind segment, okay? All right, there we go. We get that out of the way. Naming some things, first of all, to talk about this art form. When this show first came about, the idea was to be able to talk about the music, to be able to have a discussion about the music, because I personally and other people felt that, you know, music in our culture was just being thrown at people. Therefore, it's a reason why somebody 16 might not know what somebody 34 knows, and they both say that they love rap and hip hop. But it seems like, you know, they know little about it because the DJs no longer have a discussion. And then if there might be some things that are written, usually academics or writers have written about the art form, and the artists have very little to say. So there's been a disconnect as far as the writers, the artists, the academics, the biographers, and all the people that's involved within the elements of rap music and hip hop. So the simple question will just go, and anybody just, you know, you just put your hand up or interject or whatever. It's like, what is the hip hop nation? I won't say what is hip hop, but then Johnny Juice said earlier, he said, look, first of all, you got to ask the question, what is hip hop? I won't go into that. You know, I mean, we won't go into discussing the elements of, you know, turntablism, you know, MCing, breaking, and DJing. And, you know, because a lot of people in recent times, they added the element of lifestyle to hip hop. So, okay, you know, but what is the hip hop nation? Because if it's been out as a recorded music for 30 years, and it's been out as a cultural, a subculture for 37 to 38 years, what is the hip hop nation? And can we just hold it to, you know, being that we're talking about this in New York City, can we just hold it to that?
Well, when you say hip hop nation, what do you mean by hip hop nation? Now that's what basically trying to define, because in 1970, let's say for example, 1979 when hip hop music was first on wax, nobody was talking about no hip hop nation. When did they first start talking about hip hop nation? That was something.
It's something that came out of the Village Voice?
Possibility. You know, I really don't know, but you know, that's a term we never called it hip hop nation.
There was a time when people said hip hop or rap, it automatically meant black.
Right, exactly.
And then if somebody looked further, if somebody looks further into the Bronx, it's black and brown, you know, just as a combined. But then eventually rap music and hip hop, and knowing that it came out of the area of them people and those people, now it's, you know, it's the American apple, it's the new American apple pie, although processed. So what is the hip hop nation? Who is the hip hop nation? If you want to say everybody, go ahead, Marnie.
I think it's changed over the years. looking at it from my perspective, when it really was in full swing, going back to maybe 1987, 1988, being sort of new, and that hip hop nation and generation at that time were looking to people like Public Enemy, the KRS-Ones, the Rakims, and if you were in LA or the West Coast around 89, 90, you're looking at NWA. So from that hip hop nation, we were either going in a conscious direction, and I think Chuck said during that time, one of the objectives of Public Enemy was to create a groundswell of social change in the United States where more black officials would be elected to state and local and national offices. And we had a discussion earlier where I think the hip-hop generation was very instrumental in electing Barack Obama. So we had more of an agenda because our artists had more of an agenda.
Whatever y'all doing in the middle, check this out. We got a lot of people right now that's trying to enjoy a good show. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that shuts the show down, alright? I didn't come out here for the bullshit.
Straight up, we do jail tours too. Y'all in college, y'all ain't in fucking uptown and jail, upstate and shit. So act accordingly like y'all in college, alright? Be there. There's no such thing as a Hofstra Crip or a Hofstra Blood. Get this shit real.
We came out with our first single called Public Enemy #1. There was a radio DJ named Mr. Magic from the Juice Crew All-Stars. He was the first one to play our record. So check this out. Going towards the end of the record, Mr. Magic started dissing us. He started calling us suckers and everything. So little did Mr. Magic know, your man Flavor Flav was at the crib recording the radio show. So I said, well, being that you want to diss us, I'm going to take your voice and I'm going to put it on a record, and this record is going to be huge. Also, I just want to say, last year we lost Mr. Magic. God bless you, may you soul rest in peace. But Mr. Magic, you said this, and I got proof that you said this, and you know what? Hey, yo, where's Bria at? Hey, yo, talking on my knees. Hey, this goes out to you and Elijah. This your first time seeing your uncle perform, right? Y'all never seen me perform, right? Well, guess what? The record went something just like this.
I guarantee you, no more music by the suckers. No more music by the suckers. No more music by the suckers. Yo, man, what do you mean by go? No, yo, you know, go, come on now.
So that hip hop nation, we either wanted to be conscious, then we moved in sort of to hip house. Some people were inspired to be gangsters through NWA and so forth. But now, today, I think it goes back to Generation X. This hip hop, so-called hip hop generation is lost. They're now inspiring to be stylish.
Is there a reason for that?
I think it has lost focus. There really is no focus. It's about what you can acquire as far as material possession. There is no backbone. There is really no consciousness to hip-hop today. So this hip-hop
Well, why is
nation,
that? Why is that happening, though?
I think corporate greed.
And the videos, of course, which goes back to corporate greed.
And some of our, if you want to call them leaders within the hip-hop community, are not leaders. They don't have a social agenda. Their main agenda is making money.
Well, you know, Bill Cosby comes out with an album with, you know, some, you know, real clever, you know, rappers who've been doing it for a while. They're not mainstay names. They're called the Caseratis. And they actually came out and said a lot of things to, you know, I mean, reflecting what's going on now. And L.A. Reid told Bill Cosby that we really don't have a place to sell this. We have no place to put this. And just like, you know, you have the radio stations that say we have no place to really play these records. Why is there so many older people, right, ducking their heads when it comes down to being identified for making
Because
this
they're
movement?
Negroes and handkerchief heads, that's why.
That's the easy call. What do you say, Dow? I mean, really, that's the easy call to call them Negroes and handkerchief heads.
Yeah, true.
Because they're working as a jock in urban music, which means that you can knock out the black ownership and just be unaccountable, or maybe even irresponsible. But at the same time, you know, I mean, where are all these people? How come they haven't signed their name next to their irresponsibility? I'm not taking a personal opinion on this, but I'm just saying that when people tell you like, yo man, I'm just doing my job just to get my money, and when I looked at a news report the other day, it's like a whole staff was just fired because they didn't get these numbers.
Always got your back. It's a new thing. Check out this break. I'm on the road alone now, 'cause I'm living low next to the bay. Turn up the radio. They're claiming